What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 87 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-hosts Nick Theories, Mikey P, and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into the live stream tonight. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. Mikey P, start us off.
Was
my energy down?
The energy was down, bro.
I apologize.
Oh, you got that. I need the goatee back, bro. I need the Piles with the goatee back.
Saturday morning.
The man that went and got a goatee and got up and went to Jamaica. That's who I need back.
Is that what we're doing?
Hell yeah.
All right.
I need him to conserve his energy.
My guy.
Bro, after my episode on Monday, I had to go home and take a fucking shower before I went to sleep because I was sweating so bad.
That's what I'm saying. You know, let him ease into it. Yeah. Because we need him to conserve.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna test him again today, probably.
He's got stamina.
Oh, 100%.
Pause.
Well, I just found episode 87.
Wow.
He's got stamina.
Wow. Perfect.
You know what I mean.
All right, everybody. Episode 87 is brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who sign up today using our promo code ICONIC will receive 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, we're live at the Props Network at propshq.com per usual. Regular shit. All right? Go there and subscribe. You won't regret tuning into these guys here, all right? And last but not least, if you are interested in P&I merch, yours truly is wearing some today, okay? Nick Theories, go ahead, Phil, show that. Introducing our newest color, heavy metal. It's gray. It's like a dark gray. It's fucking sexy.
Get you one.
All right?
Fantastic fabric.
So we have black and gray, short sleeve tees, long sleeve tees, hoodies, and tanks, which you've seen. I think I wore them the last couple of episodes. So black and gray of each of those. We even have fucking mugs. And you see my name on there too. So you get the logo, the mug. It's a white mug. Also sexy. Wake up with P&I in the morning. Listen to us. Have your coffee in our mug. How's that sound? Sounds like a fucking great morning.
That
right?
sounds like a vibe.
It's
I need to get a P&I ashtray.
Facts. You wake up, you blow down some kush, and then you play some P&I, and you drink out of the cup. I think that's a great
coffee and
morning,
cones.
Coffee and cones.
Coffee and cones.
That will be
The P&I special. We've been screaming for a long time.
It
All right.
will be a special.
Yeah,
So-
rubber's coming soon.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
Yo, Philly Phil. That's
Ultra
Philly
thin?
Phil.
What do you say, ultra thin?
Yeah.
Ribbed.
Red. It's crazy.
Wow.
I want to make it so you roll it off and you get a little P&I tattoo on your cock.
Oh, shit. That's funny
I don't know
as
what
hell.
to say to that, but I do know that there was a lot of news today. I'm just going to ask for rapid reactions here, and then we'll go into the NBA final stuff because we got a game, guys. We got a game in 55 minutes. So we got to make our picks. But
Forgot.
first and foremost,
Height.
Yeah.
did you hear? Philadelphia is a host city for the World Cup in 2026.
Wow.
Fucking awesome.
That's major.
It didn't stop there, by the way. There was more Philadelphia news in multiple sports. Okay? John Tortorella. Torts was hired by the Flyers. 4 years, $16 million. $4 million a year for John Tortorella. What do you guys think? Because I'll tell you in a second, but I mean, I'm sure, Piles, I would love to hear your hockey opinion.
I didn't even know who that was, if I'm being honest.
You definitely have seen this guy. He's very hot-headed. He's got passion.
Oh, then I love him.
He's easily got passion.
Love it.
I mean, fiery guy. He gets the most out of his players. So I think for the young guys, it's probably a good hire because I think he'll get the most out of them. There's a lot of guys like even Cam Atkinson, who's on the team right now, who's attributed his success to John Tortorella. So I would have rather had Barry Trotz, personally.
You're going to teach me some hockey this fall.
I'm definitely going to teach you some hockey because I feel lonely. Because the Stanley Cup was awesome. Wednesday night, Avalanche win in overtime. Nick Theories, that's your pick. It was a hell of a game. And last but not least with the NHL, All right.
Fucking Avalanche. I know
Yeah.
nothing about hockey.
The NHL announced that their revenue, this is why you need to pay attention to hockey. It's a conservative estimate that their revenue is in excess of $5.2 billion this year. The salary cap went up for the first time in 3 years.
Damn, they're probably
It's their
gonna
first time back on ESPN.
How much are they going to send to Ukraine?
Jesus Christ. No comment. I love you, though. So hockey, guys, it's on fire. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just not my thing, man. Like I like to watch what I love. You know what I mean? Like you can't. Like I don't know. I have to like.
I'm gonna
force
try.
myself to do it.
Yeah.
But the problem is I just can't. That's the problem.
Listen, I'm not,
You know
I'm
what
not
I mean?
pushing it on you.
Like,
I'm just saying that this is just showing you there's no better time to be watching hockey. They are on fire. The product's amazing. The Stanley Cup's been amazing so far. All right? The last piece of Philadelphia news that I left out. James Harden. Has everyone seen this?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll tell the audience, but he's going to pick up his option most likely, and they're going to sign him to a short-term, likely 2-year deal, rather than what we had proposed here, the Chris Paul structure of 4 years, cheap money. So the ownership already has shown they don't want to extend him long-term without him proving it, at least. And this could be a way to keep the number down.
I love it.
I think it's great. And
Great
it
work
sounds
by
like
Daryl Morey.
sounds like it's mutual kind of thing there. You know? What's going on over there?
I think it's great work by Daryl Morey, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too.
A 2-year deal for James Harden after when you saw flashes and you didn't see the consistency is perfect.
And if he agrees to that, kudos to James Harden too. He wants to prove it. All right.
I love it.
And he wants to stay in Philly, obviously.
I love it. I love it because it's just a small window.
Yep.
Gives
That's
us
all
more
it is.
flexibility.
Sure.
So, oh wait, I forgot one thing. I have to point this out to you Doc Rivers fans out there.
Oh, God.
That Sam Cassell is
yeah.
being interviewed by the Utah Jazz, and he would be the latest to leave and become a successful head coach elsewhere.
Going to be
Thoughts?
regular.
Well,
Because all of our assistants go on to be great.
I'm not done unpacking the last topic here.
Which one?
I'm
James
nervous.
Harden?
I'm nervous about Embiid. Weirdly, I am. I mean, this might be a theory, but like, my thing is,
You better play that sound effect,
I'm honestly worried, man.
About what?
Like,
Hold on. Let your intro song play.
What are you about to do?
because my thing is this:
Sorry, I was doing
if James Harden is getting, if he's on a decline,
Yep.
and the Sixers, Embiid's at the point in his career where he needs to win a championship
Yep.
to cement his legacy of all-time greats, right?
Yep.
Amongst them, I would say. So, do you guys think that James Harden is that guy to bring home a championship and deliver for Embiid?
If he is, he has a 2 or 3 year window.
Because
Same as
here's what I'm thinking. If next year is a total disaster, James Harden has 1 year left. Does Embiid win out?
I don't think so.
No, I would think they would trade Harden.
You want to know why, though?
But then you're back to square one. Now you got to keep building another, chemistry amongst teammates. Like,
What's your
that's hard,
options, then?
bro.
What's your
Yeah,
option?
but here's what's being lost in this whole 2-year
Don't
deal
be
thing.
surprised.
His number is going to be lower, which allows the Sixers to go out and get somebody else. That's the whole point. Otherwise, they'd be keeping him at his 1-year option, but it would be a max. It would be a max salary at $47 million. So the 2-year deal is going to lower his number. And they've already now said, also there was some rumors saying they're shopping multiple role players, including, they said Tobias Harris was a role player. They must have forgot he's got a max contract, but it said he was being shopped. So honestly, you might be able to afford 3 full max spots and then more depth around him because James Harden was willing to take less. And that's what it should be. That would be the whole purpose of giving him an extra deal. It's going to be more team friendly.
Yeah, well, Tobias is a role player.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
He's just getting overpaid.
Sure.
But I mean, the headline is just funny. It's just like, okay, it said role player Tobias Harris, and he's making max money.
I saw somebody was like on Twitter. It was like Matisse Thybulle is eligible for a 5-year max extension. I'm like, he's eligible for what?
He's eligible
He's
for a
eligible
ticket
for
out of
the
Philadelphia.
I saw that too. It was trending on Twitter. And I saw that and I was like,
Yeah, trending my ass.
I was like, he is not even going to get half that. like,
Oh,
He's a vet minimum player.
He's got
Shame.
potential, man.
He lost
He's
a
good on
lot of
defense.
money in these playoffs. A lot of money.
He did. He just got to bring his confidence back. That's all.
And he's got to shoot. You got to be able to shoot.
Yeah, you have to.
When you're a
can't be-
defensive specialist,
Right.
because basically, here's the thing. The problem is when they put him on the floor, he basically was turning into Ben Simmons without the passing ability, and that's Ben Simmons' best offensive attribute, was his passing ability.
We need Matisse Thybulle, Australia basketball.
Yes.
That guy was shooting and
Blocking
shooting
K-
well.
blocking
and then-
KD.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That kid looked like the product that we need.
Yo, real fast, did you guys see the Stephen A. and Skip beef?
Yeah, I was.
No.
Can you? Oh, Skip beef.
I
Oh no,
didn't
I
see
saw
that.
something else with Stephen A.
I saw Stephen A. Smith apologize, but I don't know what was said.
Wait, he apologized?
He did on Twitter.
Oh, I did not see this.
No. I'm sorry. He didn't apologize. He was just saying Skip is my brother. So I don't, like he was.
Oh,
trying
I
to-
didn't even see
he
that.
was
I
trying
gotta
to
check
clear-
that
He
out.
was trying to clear the air.
Yeah.
But the
Wait,
problem
what
was-
happened?
I don't know what happened though.
So Stephen A. Smith went on JJ Redick's podcast, and they were I don't know how it got started, but they started talking about how First Take came about in 2012. And Stephen A. painted it like First Take was failing at the end of 2011, and Skip was talking to Stephen A. and was like begging him to come on to First Take, saying that those two could make the show explode. But apparently Skip took that on his podcast and was like, that is not what happened. He went into like this whole thing and started like ripping him and was talking about how he initially got fired and had to go to Fox Sports 1 radio, and that he was the reason that ESPN brought him back because ESPN thought that he was more trouble than he was worth. And he was saying how he was recruiting him to come on First Take, but First Take was already blew up. Wow. And he was just recruiting him to come on and be his co-host. And Stephen A. was making it like he saved the day for Skip. It was the craziest thing.
Wow.
I just was watching that when I left work.
I had a different Stephen A. thing that I actually intentionally pushed off for Monday that we'll get to.
Oh, I
Just
didn't even
some
see it.
crazy ass basketball talk.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I probably know what you're saying.
Yeah,
After
don't
saying
say
that.
it. Don't
Yeah.
say it.
After
Because
saying that.
we're gonna I had it as our opener, but then there was so much news that happened in the last couple of days. Like, we're not even done. There's still 2 more things here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off on Stephen A.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what you're talking about, but I know what
I
you're talking about.
guarantee you we probably all will.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more things. Minka Fitzpatrick, Steelers safety, 4 years, 73.6 mil, 36 guaranteed, official. You like it, guys?
Get the bag, young king.
Good for him.
Get the bag. Absolutely.
Last but not least, I do kind of want a little bit of a reaction here. The trade, the Mavericks. Well, first of all, the fact that teams can trade right now while there's still games going on is crazy. But
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
But I was shocked when I saw the trade come through.
I'll just stop right there because I think it's the most absurd thing ever. But the trade itself, very interesting. The Mavs trade Boban and a bunch of garbage, including the 26th pick. And I'm being very disrespectful.
It is a bunch
It's
of garbage.
Boban
Literally.
and a bunch of garbage
It's
for
expiring
Christian
contracts.
Wood, who, by all means, can be an impact guy. Maybe someone who, I don't know, is that the answer? Is kind of what I'm getting at. Is that the answer for Luka? And does this potentially rule out like a Rudy Gobert or DeAndre Ayton?
I don't think it rules that out. However, they're seven solid. They're solid 7 now. So I like the move. I mean, he's a 20 and 10 guy,
So am I.
basically. Yeah.
Pause.
He's a 20 and 10 guy, and they gave him up
Yeah, he is.
for expiring contracts. That was a great move for Mavs.
I love it.
But then, like, meanwhile, like, I kind of understand it, though, from Houston's spot. Because, like, I think Houston's trying to look for that next Ja Morant type of player to come and change the franchise. Like, Christian Wood is, he was probably going to get paid soon. And that's all they have. So it's like they're looking for that game-changing guy. So, of course, they're going to get the draft pick in return and, just take on the contracts or the bums. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
you get
I guess so.
Boban, and it was like literally, who was it? Boban. There was a couple.
Boban,
other guys.
Marquise, Chris,
yes.
Trey Burke,
Trey Burke.
and there was one more.
I forget his
Sterling
name. too.
Brown.
Yeah, Sterling Brown.
So, yikes.
Yeah. So
I guess they valued
But
the
they got
cap
the first-round
flexibility more than getting a good player.
but they got the first round pick in return too.
Yeah, I mean, it's something.
Not that it means anything or as much in basketball, but it's still a stockpile pick. Like whereas you have flexibility in the draft a little bit to use that pick to move up and get your guy that you think is franchise altering. I think that's kind of their mindset.
Yep.
In my opinion, I mean,
I think
otherwise
you're
it doesn't
right.
make any sense. Like,
I
Christian
think
was a good player.
they absolutely could have got more talent. They chose cap flexibility in a draft pick. They could have went a number of ways. I think they could have definitely got more talent.
Yeah.
So there's that. Philly Phil, NBA Finals time. You know what to do.
Head ass. I don't know.
We got a little bit over 40 minutes until Game 6 in Boston with the Warriors leading 3-2. Fellas, what are we thinking? Because I'll give you the little short synopsis of Game 5. All right? Steph didn't have to be Steph. Everybody around him stepped up, except for Draymond. Namely Andrew Wiggins. And Steph didn't have to be Steph.
Must be nice.
So, I mean, I'm a little worried for the Celtics after that. But
That's
it's
such
in
a
Boston.
LeBron. That's a LeBron fan comment right
No,
there.
I was just saying, it
love
must be nice.
I love
right?
it, man.
You
Yeah,
went 0 of
that was
9.
I
super
know.
shade.
You went 0 of 9 from
Super.
3.
He's
Your team-
consistent, though.
Super shit.
He's consistent with the guys he doesn't
He's very
like.
consistent. Yeah.
I'm very consistent.
Anything to knock down the competition to his boy.
Yeah.
You
By
know,
any
same thing he
means
did with Aaron
necessary.
Rodgers. If he doesn't like him, Aaron Rodgers is
That
just
was-
great. And I'm still not over it.
Just great.
But it was great entertainment. So I'm still not over it. But Boston's favored 3.5. Okay. And I mean, this is another game where the Warriors took over in the fourth quarter. It's kind of a tight game. So what are we thinking? Like, how do you feel about this game?
I feel kind of awful. I really want the Celtics to win, but like Steph goes 0 of 9 from 3. And it's like I don't expect him to do that again.
First time in what? Like almost 300 games, right?
233 games.
So I was just rounding up.
Yeah. So
I
it's
forgot
like-
the number.
It's just like when you see that, I'm like, damn, but I really do want it to go 7. I'm actually picking the Celtics tonight. And the only reason I'm picking the Celtics is because there's no way they should have opened as a 4-point favorite. There's just no, it just doesn't make any sense. And now it's down to 3.5. But again, that line tells me that they're begging you to bet the Warriors. That's a lot of points. However, if the game is within 5 to 10 points, if the game's within 5 and there's 3 minutes left, it's over. It's the Warriors. Because they don't have a point guard, bro. They don't have anybody to settle them down. They don't have a Rondo.
Mikey P said, experience. But it's not over, guys. Not over.
Pick the Warriors. Put
say
the hex
Warriors.
on them.
No, I honestly,
Nick's probably feeling like shit.
I honestly like everything he said is what I agree. Like the line screams bet the Warriors. So obviously, like now I think Boston's winning.
Yeah.
I got Boston in 7. All right, you know what I mean? I mean,
Still?
look, the problem is Boston's making me look fucking bad, and I'm starting to get a little pissed off.
You don't
know
like
what I mean?
that. You
You're
don't
gonna
like
hedge
that.
your
hell
bet.
no.
You're gonna
I
hedge
mean-
your bet and say Boston at 7.
I mean, yeah, I'll hedge my bet. Boston in 7.
He gave me a yeah. See that?
Yeah.
Look, I think
He's still feeling it.
They got
I
it
see
right
it.
now.
I see
I
an
want a
air of
game
confidence
7.
there.
I want a
bad.
game 7 too. It's gonna happen Sunday night.
I mean, look, this team has had their back against the wall
to end the 3-game losing streak.
so many times during the season, during the playoffs. This is the first time they lost back to back. I'm going to take them to win, and it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that I have Warriors in 7. And
wanna be right.
that's really it.
You want to be right.
Well, I'm not betting this game. Let me tell you that right now. If I'm a betting person, I'm not betting on this
I would
game
take
because
the Celtics minus 3.
my gut is telling me the Warriors are winning this game.
Me too.
And
Me too.
I
I'm
want to
dead
see
serious.
it go 7. But I really, like, I'm convinced after seeing a game where Steph didn't even have to show up that he's obviously going to play better this game.
What's the over and under?
The over-under is 211.5.
I would take the under because I think both teams are. I think they're going to come out tight.
Because, like, something tells me here, I mean, Steph still had 16 and 8. I'm thinking Steph is going to have a better game here.
He has to,
And Andrew Wiggins has shown up.
bro.
Like, to the point where I actually have to ask you guys, if the Warriors win the series, and the numbers stay the same as they are right now, the averages over the series, I think Steph has like 25, 5, and 6 or something like that, and Andrew Wiggins probably has 25. I don't have the official number in front of me. 25 and maybe like 9, I'm going to guess, right?
I'm loving this.
Pretty damn close. So who's the finals MVP if it stays exactly the same right now?
I am a wizard. When you guys ask me who is the most important, like, who does this finals mean more? And I said Andrew Wiggins, because he was considered a big-time bust.
Yep.
And now he is making a name for himself, and he's about to get paid. Bro, this is so important. Like,
I'm going to make a big statement here.
This changed his whole life
I'm going to make a bold statement here.
and his career.
If this goes 7 and Andrew Wiggins is like what he's done the past 2 games on the defensive end and giving you 25, he's going to win MVP. And Steph struggles in both games, I guarantee you he wins MVP. Because not for nothing, Draymond probably should have won it against when they went with the Cavs, because he came out and made 6 threes in the first half of that game. And then the only reason they got back into it was because J.R. Smith. But MVP teeters like that in Game 7 when there's not somebody that is clear cut. Now, it is clear cut with Steph right now. Yeah. It is clear cut Steph right now. But let him struggle in the next 2 games and Andrew Wiggins come out and play like he has been. And he's gonna take it.
I'm surprised you guys think it's clear cut. Honestly,
do you not?
Look, here, I'm going to tell you this right now.
What's clear cut?
I think it's, well,
Like
Paul
right
just
now,
said it's clear cut.
I think right now clear cut Steph for MVP.
Right now, yes.
I actually think that
Tomorrow, maybe.
I think they would give it to him, but right now I think Andrew Wiggins might have just ever so slightly surpassed Steph.
Shit.
But I'm not picking him. I'm picking Steph still because I expect a big game tonight for sure. He's not going to go 0 for 9 from 3, and he's definitely going to have 20-plus points. So
I don't think he's
they would give it
or more.
I think they would give it to him anyway. But I'm just saying, like, if we were talking about most deserving, I think Wiggins might have just barely taken the lead. He's just not going to get it.
You know what I think is
would take
corny?
like an otherworldly performance.
Why is everybody on all the news networks, Clay himself, talking about Game 6 Clay? I just think
I don't
just think
recall.
It's corny. I think it's corny. Everybody keeps talking about Game 6 Clay.
I mean, I'm happy he's playing better, but I don't really even know what that reference is to.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I didn't know.
Someone needs to refresh my memory.
Thank you. I appreciate
He's had some great moments, though. But, I mean,
yeah, moments.
you know,
He's a great player, bro.
he looks like he's back. Well, not like, I mean, enough to be a contributor in the series. He's not back. He's not 100%, but, like,
He will next year.
he's starting to hit some shots now. So it's been up and down for him.
You just think he's corny.
I do.
That's all.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know.
You don't like his Buffalo Wild Wings commercial?
That's not bad.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
I mean, it's a little overplayed now, but
honestly, it's weird because he's one of those people, like, I would say he's a star. Well, he was. And is, I don't know if next year he'll regain that. But I would say he's a star, but he was like he was just so thin-skinned. Like, I feel like he threw a temper tantrum when he didn't make the top 75 and all that stuff. So, like, I don't know. He just always rubbed me the wrong way. Always.
He's one of the greatest shooters I've seen. So
Yeah, he is. It's just like that's what he does, though. I mean, he's a good defender, too. He was an awesome defender. But it's like, you know what I mean? He's not like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your beef is, man. I
I don't like the way he
does
acts.
come across kind of
He's like
corny.
smug.
Yeah, like he's.
And it's like, bro, you're not a franchise changer to
Yeah.
be smug like that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how it is. Like, he comes off as if he's a Steph, a KD, a Kyrie. Well, not really Kyrie, but KD, LeBron. He comes off as like one of those guys, and it's like, dude, you're not on that.
Because not for nothing, if he had his own team, I don't think they're even making the playoffs.
They're ass.
Yeah.
They
It's
are.
just
and
not
that's what I'm saying.
because it's not his game.
Yeah,
to
he
do
doesn't
that.
dribble and stuff
He
like that.
plays his role really well. He sits in the corner and drains threes, or sits at the top of the key.
He's a
drains
spot-up
three.
shooter.
That's exactly what he is, dude. And he just nails them. Like he's fucking good.
If not for nothing, he's a better spot shooter than Curry.
Arguable.
I really believe that. I think he's a
Arguable.
better spot shooter than Curry. Curry just
Arguable.
does all the crazy shit.
I'd still go Steph. But I mean, pick your poison. They're both fucking phenomenal. So
When Clay is hot, he's not
good
missing.
luck.
Yeah.
I mean, Steph's the same way, except Steph can do it from the other side of the court.
But I gotta be honest with you guys, man. I really like. I love Boston tonight.
Oh, we're fucked.
I love Boston tonight. I don't give a fuck.
Come on,
you can
dude.
say what you want. I don't care. I love Boston tonight. I have this weird feeling that we're gonna see a Game 7. I don't know what it is.
All right, well, I hope you're right.
I have a hunch we're gonna see him Game 7 because the fans deserve it. The
Yep.
fans deserve
So
it.
here, official picks. Because I know we were talking. I'm saying that Boston wins tonight.
What's the score?
What's the score?
Got to give a score.
Boston by 3.
All right.
Sorry to all the people betting on the game.
I got Boston 107-100.
What's the over-under?
211.
211. I got Boston 105 and Golden State 97.
I'll go 106-103 Boston. So all three of us have
You won't take
Boston.
3, bro.
I mean, I already told you. My gut says Warriors, but I'm just doing it anyway. All right. But Game 7 though. So now all three of us say it's going 7. Mm-hmm. Who's winning Game 7? I got Warriors, and I'm not even thinking twice.
Warriors.
I got Boston.
I hope
For
I'm
you,
wrong.
bro.
Why not?
No,
I mean, they
I'm okay
survived
with it.
every single Game 7 up to this point. So every evidence is telling me if they go to Game 7, they're rocking and rolling. They don't give a fuck who they play, and that's
Different.
the kind of guy that that's the kind of like team that I would root for.
Different.
You know what else, though? The thing
Or
that
I think
worries
they're
me
gonna win.
about Boston, so I told you I think Steph's going to be better, obviously, but Boston, maybe it's catching up to him a little bit. All these games that they've played, deeper series, because they typically dominate in the second half of games, and they're getting outplayed in the fourth quarter pretty significantly the last 3. So I'm just saying,
Missed your question.
I disagree.
maybe they're a little tired.
disagree,
Warriors
but-
come out and lose Game 6 and 7, right? Hypothetical. Does Steph's legacy take a hit?
Nah, he won't be in the top 5 conversation for now. I mean,
I
what's
think
the
it
worst
does.
thing? He's going to be in the top 10 conversation.
It'll
either
be
way.
a long summer for him, though.
He'll hear a little bit, but I mean, I think the reason why he won't suffer is because everyone, including us and the media, has said Boston's the better team. Although I could even say now, I'm not sure. Like, I was singing that tune for the last 2 shows, but the Warriors have been making phenomenal adjustments, and their younger guys have stepped up. So, I mean,
Bro, Steph went
Going into the
0-9,
series,
and
I
they
thought-
smoked them.
I mean, like, going into the series, I thought pretty even. I like the Warriors better, and then like a game or 2 in, I'm like, all right, Celtics are the better team. Maybe I should have controlled my emotions.
It's going to be loud. It's going to be loud as hell in Boston.
I know.
It's going to be
I know.
loud as hell in Boston.
I know. Perk said it.
So, Celtics in 7.
So I see.
Period.
I see. Dave
I'll die on this
says.
hill. I don't give a hell.
Dave says Boston wins tonight by 5, and the Warriors win in 7. Ryan Shoot, that's our guy. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, right?
I think so.
Shoot.
Shoot him up.
That's our guy, though. I never called him by his last name. That's why. So he says Warriors end it, and he gets paid on plus 550. Warriors in 6.
Oh,
Shit.
Hashtag Warriors come out and play. I love it because that's where my heart's telling me to go, and I'm still not doing it.
Theory says hedge your bet, bro. I'm kidding.
You're hedging right now. I mean, it'll work out nicely for you if you did that. So there you have it. And we have a lot of NFL shit, so I think we're ready to go, right, guys?
Let's
ready
rock.
to move on?
Yeah.
All right, Philly Phil, NFL time.
I need a little louder, man. I need you to fucking play that shit.
I love to run this back.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh P&I mug, fresh topics. Love the emotion behind the glass over there. So, we got a little game here. And I think I know what I'm going to see here. But I'm going to pose this to the audience too, okay?
Hey, you crack
This-
the fuck
this-
up.
I know.
Go ahead. Keep going.
It's a little game of Would. Would you rather?
Would you?
Yeah. Nick, you remember that shit?
Yeah.
That was like Eagles locker room shit. We had that little
absolutely.
game, Would.
Yep.
I'm not going to explain it though.
No.
But this one's Would You Rather. Philly Phil, why don't you put this up on the screen, and then for our audio crowd, I'll tell everyone what's going on here. So this is a two-sided deal here. It's a would you rather. Would you rather win 2 Super Bowls as a role player or make the Hall of Fame with no rings? Again, I'm going to repeat it. Would you rather win 2 Super Bowls as a role player or make the Hall of Fame with no rings? I want to hear from the audience, and now I want to hear from the other side of the table.
This is so easy. This is so easy.
I want two of them things.
I mean, look, this was a
Absolutely.
Twitter topic. I thank you for presenting this.
Like
but
I
I think I know what we're going to say here. I hope I'm right.
Oh, I'm taking 2 Super Bowl rings as a role player. Why not? I'd rather be Danny Amendola winning 2 Super Bowls than Larry Fitzgerald. That's me. I got to play in a Super Bowl. I have a Super Bowl ring. It's what you play for as a kid. That's the ultimate goal in the sport. It's a team game.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you just want to be a Hall of Fame player, then to me you're selfish.
I love it.
That's me.
He used the word.
You're selfish. If it's an individual for you.
I would also do 2 Super Bowls, and the reason is, for me, I thought about this earlier today. Like, look at Joe Thomas, the O-lineman for the Browns. Mm-hmm. He was in hell his entire career. If somebody said right now you could lessen his talent down to middies and he would win 2 Super Bowls, or he could have had the career that he had, I'm pretty sure he would lessen his talent and take 2 Super Bowls.
Joe Thomas would take you up on that every day of the week,
Yeah.
24/7 right there.
Literally in hell. He was in hell.
This is a no-brainer, and
When did
so
he retire?
far, I'm seeing everybody in the comments saying 2 Super Bowls as a role player.
Right.
Listen, the point of the game is to win.
Sure.
Shit, I thought you were going to say the Hall of Fame.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I did.
I thought so,
Listen,
too.
you guys I know that I get on you about QB wins, but that's like, that's
I got
just
you. Yeah,
one
no, I'm
piece
with
of the
you.
puzzle here. That's just,
Of course.
as a player, though, if that's not your goal, what is your goal?
Right.
There it is.
I mean, the thing is, you're going to get paid if you're in the league, so I'm going to make a nice amount of money, but I want to be a champion. What's my goal? What am I working towards? What's all this grueling hours and hard work, off season, all season long, lifting, workouts,
Bonding with the
a
teammates.
million car crashes per weekend,
Sure.
essentially,
yeah, for real.
bonding with your team. I mean, you're not bonding over losing.
Right.
Like Joe Thomas. That's a good reference. I feel bad for him. But, Larry Fitzgerald would say the same thing. He was the ultimate fucking gamer. He wants to win.
I love Larry Fitzgerald.
You have to win.
Yeah. I mean, it's
underrated
no
wide
shade to
receiver.
him. I mean, look, it is circumstantial, though. I mean, there are some Hall of Fame players that wanted to win. They just never won because of their team.
First thing I think of is
happens.
Dan Marino. Instantly. This guy was a record-setting quarterback. The team around him, it was maybe good enough twice in a very long career.
Yeah.
No rings.
I know,
And
then-
if he had even one, his conversation publicly would be very different.
That is so crazy. Like,
'Cause he
he's a
was
Hall of Fame
amazing.
quarterback with no rings.
Bro,
There you go.
You listen
Bunny
to
likes,
how hard
Bunny
I
likes that
I was
reference.
just getting ready to refer to my mom, dude. Like, you hear people like my mom, my dad, and like the older generation, not calling you old, but when you talk to those, like everybody talks about Dan Marino, and they're just like, you guys don't understand it because you didn't see it. And he's widely regarded as a top 5 guy by nearly everyone that
He was
does
in my
those
top
lists.
5.
Yeah, now I didn't because I'm more recent, obviously. And it's just so crazy that he never won anything because of the way, the regard that he's held in.
He literally, so I'm going to reference this later in our show.
Dave,
But-
perfect comment. Would he trade his Hall of Fame ring for a Super Bowl?
Absolutely.
Guaranteed he would.
Absolutely. I
Absolutely.
mean, he was at least in Ace Ventura. That's no
Yeah.
slouch.
Yeah.
And he was good at it.
That movie's fire.
It was great in it,
One of my
too.
favorite movies. I
Yeah,
love that
yeah.
fucking
It
movie.
was great. It was great. Dan Marino, though, I'm going to reference this later in our show. I mean, this guy was throwing 40 touchdowns when everyone else was maybe just getting to 20. Like, he was the first big-time passing quarterback in this league. And he retired as the all-time best passer. When he retired, he was the record holder for everything. Then there was Brett Favre. Okay?
Near
you know,
and dear to my heart.
But I'm just saying, there you go. There's the reference. Ray Finkel. Anyway, but this guy was doing things that no one else was doing. And in a time when passing was still not a huge thing. I mean, it was becoming more of the game, but it was not, where it was with him. A 40 touchdown quarterback. 46, I think it was.
That's like mid.
And multiple seasons. So the record that Patrick Mahomes is going for this year is the most passing touchdowns in his first 5 years. Dan Marino is the record holder for that. Patrick Mahomes would need 46 touchdowns to break the record this year.
Really?
That's how good Dan Marino was.
That sucks.
Because we all know
Yeah, he's not getting
Patrick
it. He's not getting it. That's a
Mahomes,
sin.
we all know the stats he put up in his first number of years here. That's saying something. Like, those are video game numbers,
That's a
and
great
it's
stat.
still not better than what Dan Marino did in his first 5 years. Yet, I would take probably the under there, but I'm just saying.
That's nuts, dude. I did not know that.
46 touchdowns short of the record held by Dan
Dude, he
Marino.
throws like 5 touchdowns a game too.
This guy
I
was,
feel like anyway.
that's what I'm trying to say. And this is a passing league now. Like, this is Patrick Mahomes is throwing a ball 600 plus times.
Can't tackle the quarterback.
So, you know, that's how good Dan Marino was. Dan Marino didn't get a ring. What a shame. That's why I say, guys, it's a team game.
Well, you know who
This
else?
is a special quarterback.
You know who else didn't win that kind of hurts? Randy Moss. I think he's probably number 2 all time.
I got him at number 1.
You can kind of teeter number 1.
Jerry
I love
Rice is the greatest.
I
It's
love
not
Randy
even-
Moss. I mean, Randy Moss is my
bro.
guy. I mean, like, I feel like he kind of changed the game in terms of the deep threat.
He did, but
Like,
I think he's got you because he's got flash. Jerry Rice was fucking phenomenal. I just don't think you guys know Jerry Rice well enough.
I mean,
I really don't.
I
I know
watched Randy Moss, and he was just different. Like, he stood out on the TV. He was the guy with the one-handed catches and was mossing people left and right.
I still see it. I remember him with the Vikings. It's crazy.
We were in 4th grade, and we
know.
were playing football. I was like, ew, he
Mossed
mossed him.
That's
Like,
what I know.
That
He
is, like,
mossed him.
legendary
Listen.
shit, dude.
I love Randy Moss. Let's see. I'm looking at the audience right now. Godfarv, Dave, Bunny. I want you to tell me how great Jerry Rice was. Okay? And then I'm going to tell you two to watch something. Do you have, what platform is this? Jesus. Peacock.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
The Joe Montana documentary was phenomenal on there. It's recent. Like, it just came out a few months ago, I think.
I don't care.
It was
They're the best
phenomenal,
quarterback
though.
ever.
You need to learn about him too. Like, you would love him because he was an underdog. He was an underdog. He had like a Brady type career arc where he was an underdog, proving everybody wrong. And I mean, you know, the longevity was there. But I encourage you to watch that, and then during that time, you will also see how great Jerry Rice was. Not just Joe Montana. Like, he was special.
It's
obviously.
funny.
But
on the,
see, that's the difference between Randy Moss and Jerry Rice. For me, is like, if he had Joe Montana, who was, you know, pretty much Jesus walking the earth maybe 10 years ago, outside of Brady's career, then now, I mean, fucking Randy Moss had Dante Culpepper.
Dante Culpepper was an all-pro quarterback.
Because he threw the ball up 50 yards in the air, and Randy Moss was there.
Dante Culpepper.
That's
Dante
literally what it was.
Culpepper,
Dante-
Randall Cunningham, they were both very good as Vikings.
Then he went to Oakland.
So
They
I
had
disagree
nothing.
with you.
Yeah,
That was
Jamarcus
his
Russell.
fault, though.
Yeah,
That
but
was
if
his
he had a
fault.
quarterback like Tom Brady his whole career, you would have saw the same shit that he did in his first year in New England with 23 touchdowns.
It's
guys.
his fault he wasn't in Minnesota longer.
I
It
mean,
is.
I agree.
And he had phenomenal
I agree with that.
quarterbacking the entire length of his time there.
If he had Brady his whole career, we would be singing a different tune.
Yeah, but those two guys that I just said were putting up bigger passing numbers than early Tom Brady.
It doesn't matter.
And Randy Moss was putting up video game numbers during that time.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because
talking
Randy
about-
Moss would have made Brady better as well.
Yeah, but
they
you're
would've-
talking
they
about-
would have got better as you know, as teammates
Randy
together
Moss
for
maybe
longevity.
had 2 more better years that he could have had because he had great quarterbacking otherwise. Oakland and then San Fran? What was it?
Who?
Randy Moss.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Didn't you go to Tennessee?
Nah.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think. I don't even recall.
He went to Tennessee.
Was it for
I
a
don't
cup of
know.
coffee?
I just.
'Cause he
I've
played-
never
he-
seen Dante Culpepper sit in the pocket and sling it into a tight window.
He was with-
all I saw was him throw it 50 yards down the field, and Randy Moss was there. That's.
I don't think you saw enough of Dante Culpepper. Though.
I did.
but he
I
was,
did.
he
and
was
he's
phenomenal.
very famous for just throwing it up to Randy Moss. That's the famous thing.
Well, what would you do?
Viking.
Well, that's what
I
I'm
would
saying.
do the same thing.
But I'm saying he wasn't a complete quarterback. Like he
And Randy wasn't a
for
complete
longev-
receiver at the time
I'm talking
either.
about for longevity. Dante, like he left Minnesota, went to Miami,
And he sucked.
stunk.
Right. But that was because he got hurt.
Well,
He was at
I
the
mean,
tail end. His
of course.
injuries ruined him. But I'm just saying, he did get steady quarterbacking. That's all. That's
talking
all I'm
about-
saying.
But I'm comparing Joe Montana and Dante Culpepper, or I'm comparing Joe Montana versus Randy Moss's entire career of quarterbacks.
I would rather have Joe, but I'm also going to tell you this. The Vikings had
Sure.
way more passing volume. So it kind of levels out a little bit.
I don't think it levels out.
The quality of the quarterback would have been better, but
Sure,
the passing
that's what
volume
matters,
wasn't what it was at the time the Vikings.
But the quality of the quarterback definitely matters. It plays into an equation because if you put Joe Montana on the Vikings, Randy Moss would have went berserk. That's how
I mean, I hear
believe
you.
that.
I'm just saying
I believe that.
he didn't suffer
That's
from
my opinion.
quarterback play. That's all I'm trying to say.
I think he did to a degree. I think if he had a Peyton Manning his whole career, Randy Moss he would be the greatest wide receiver ever. I think people's opinions would change. I think a lot of people remember Randy Moss being a jerk off.
I was just saying, a lot of
Shit
Randy
like
Moss's
that.
issue
Yes.
is his character.
His
but
character.
it was his own
That's
fault.
his fault. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
fault.
Jerry Rice was the model citizen of the league.
Vikings.
Hardest worker. And you see right there, you see Dave and Bunny, best receiver of all time. Unbelievable. God Favre, I'm waiting for you too.
They went
I
Vikings,
summoned you, God Favre. I
love
want to hear
Randy
about
Moss.
Jerry Rice.
Randy Moss is my guy.
Vikings, Raiders, Patriots, Titans. then
Best
Niners.
hands ever, broke many records, still holds many too. I love Randy Moss, by the way. Like, he was one of my favorite players growing up.
I was a TO guy.
I was a TO and Randy
I
Moss
love
guy.
TO.
I love Randy Moss. He was my guy.
And I love Ocho Cinco too. Who's
I was never a big
still in-
Ochocinco guy.
I have his jersey. And
I love him as the
I wanted to
entertainer.
wear it because I wanted to come on this show. I know he's been in Philly recently.
Oh my god.
I wanted to wear that jersey. I haven't had a chance to go over to my parents and get it. I got a Chad Johnson jersey. It's
You have
fucking
one, don't
fire too.
You have
I have Chad
an orange one?
I have, yeah. No,
I got the black one with the
Black.
orange outline. It's
black?
fucking
Yeah, I got the black.
sick.
Last time I saw that jersey, we were getting chased by the cops, and Tom was wearing it and fell down the
we
hill
had a bonfire.
in the woods.
Yeah. They were good times. I remember he was rocking the Chad
And he
Johnson.
fell down the hill.
Because when I ordered it, right, it like the size was so big, it was down to my knees at the time. And I think they fucked my order up. Of course, yeah. And to this day, it still plays out in that way. That's just life, man. You know what I mean?
That's funny, dude.
You can never catch all the breaks.
The last time I saw that jersey.
Well, fellas, we're reminiscing the past. Now we got to move on to the current. And that is, I hope, listen, I think there's going to be some argument here. I hope this doesn't take too long because we got to get to the QB tiers. All right.
Fam.
Philly Phil.
Culpepper was middies, bro. He was fucking straight middies, dog.
Where are you seeing this?
I just know he was. I watched Culpepper. He was middies.
He was on the cover of Madden in 02.
I don't give a fuck. He was middies. Middies.
Cover.
Middies.
Middies.
All right, well here I'm gonna have to now. I have to bring you up some stats because
Please.
I have to. I
I'm
have
here
to
for
rescue
it.
him a little bit.
I'm very here for it.
All right. So he had some injury years mixed in here, right? 33 TDs 1 year, 25 another, 39 another year, 4,700 passing yards. I mean, this is the Randy Moss big year, I think. This is offensive play of the year. He was Pro Bowl 3 times. Like, he was good, guys. He
Middies.
was. And he got hurt, and then he was shit after that. Like, absolute.
Bro.
The second. So, he only played 7 games in 2005. That's when he got hurt, but he was also playing like shit that year. So he was probably already on the way out.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much a wash after that.
Yeah.
But he had some good years. I mean,
I think he had 3 good years, and that's it.
so I mean 5 if you have
He's below average.
the Vikings were 11-5 his rookie year. The records aren't great.
Bam. He's below average quarterback.
I'm just telling you.
And then Randy, like I said,
96
if Randy
plus
Moss had
rating.
fucking TB12 back there slinging
Well,
that
of
rock,
course.
it would be over. He would have like fucking 10 rings.
Of course.
Guaranteed.
We had this conversation
Guaranteed.
last week. I mean, Deshaun Jackson could have used a better quarterback, but I'm just saying, like, there's so many receivers we could say over time. We could even say it about T.O. He had Jeff Garcia.
Randy Moss was unstoppable,
was all right,
bro.
you know?
When Randy Moss wanted to play, he was literally unstoppable. He was a force, bro.
I'm not denying that.
He stood out on the TV. He made all the acrobatic catches, the one-handers, everything. Nobody could jump like Randy Moss. You could have fucking 4 guys around him, and Randy Moss was coming down with that football, regardless.
I'm not denying that at all. I'm just saying.
He was like I think he's the greatest, actually. I think he's the greatest.
Well, you already said that.
I do.
It's okay.
Well, I was teetering between 1 and 2. I mean, like, you gotta respect Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? Like, I respect history.
I just think
Absolutely.
you need to see.
And I'm a Jerry Rice fan. I have an autograph upstairs. I'm keeping forever.
Jerry
I'm a
Rice was so
fan.
good, he was playing quality wide receiver at age 40.
But he had Joe Montana. What I'm saying is if Randy Moss had a fucking
We're gonna get hung up over this.
It's not hung up. I'm just proving a point. I'm just bottom line shit. If he had a fucking Pro Bowl quarterback consistently like Joe Montana, it would be lights the fuck out.
I'm not saying no. I'm just saying he did have a Pro Bowl quarterback 3 of his 6 years.
Bro, he was middies as hell. Quarterbacks back then weren't as good as they are today.
Dante Culpepper was a good quarterback, though, at that time. He was one of the top 5 at the time. And that's kind of a, I guess it depends on what kind of bar we're talking about. It was McNabb, Vick, Culpepper. Brady was just starting to ascend. Peyton Manning. And maybe a couple others. That's who it was at the time. Dante Culpepper was that dude for a few years.
I get it, but if Culpepper didn't have Randy Moss, he would be literally out of the league.
I'm not going there with you. I'm not going to go there with you.
Because I'm right.
I'm not going there with you. That's like apples to oranges. I don't give a fuck about that.
No, that's not apples to oranges.
We're debating the 2 best wide receivers ever. I don't even really care enough.
Correct. I mean, you keep telling me to watch tape on Jerry Rice. I think you need to watch tape on Randy Moss and refresh your memory. I think he's a fucking
I was right there with you. I just watch all the historical shit too. That's the problem I have. I waste too many hours with that shit.
You're a film junkie. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I am, and
Good for you.
I love Randy Moss.
He's
Literally, I wish he kept playing. I think he could still probably play. He says it himself. T.O.'s still playing. I bet you he could have played another 3 years. There we go. Shoot says Moss is the most gifted, but Rice is the GOAT. And I could agree with you there. I mean, the guy was a physical specimen. And I would not argue that comment right there. I think he was the most gifted. But that's not everything. Because Tom Brady wasn't the most gifted, and he's the GOAT.
He worked at it.
So did Jerry Rice.
He worked at it. But he was already gifted. So if he had a gifted quarterback, he would be even more gifted. But I digress on behalf of the association.
Yeah, we got to move on. We got to move on. Apples to oranges. Now, quick sip out of my brand new P&I mug. And now Nick and I went at it. I'm hoping you two go at it. Pauls, I know we're going to go at it shortly. So, Philly Phil.
I'm just getting started.
I think you got to play that video for us. Tyreek Hill.
Oh, yeah, let me put down the volume.
This should take no longer than 2 minutes.
I got a gripe with your comment. Your
Who are you
Facebook
talking
comment.
about?
I don't even know what I said, so wait. Bring it in. I don't know what I said.
That's why I'm bringing it in.
Yeah, I don't even know what I said. It might have been a troll.
I think it was a troll. But it's okay.
We'll see.
It was a pump your brakes kind of thing anyway. We need to just put this out there publicly for everybody to see. You're going to have to pause the music, and you're going to have to play this audio nice and loud for us, Philly Phil.
You guys are being fooled.
Just a second. The volume's all the way up.
Right. Who got the strongest?
This is Tyreek Hill, everybody.
Wait, hold on. I got to change the screens. I'm a dickhead.
Right.
Here we go.
Who got the strongest arm? Tua or Pat Mahomes? Tua or Patrick Mahomes? Obviously, like I'm gonna go with 1.5 as the strongest arm, but as far as accuracy wise, I'm going with Tua all day.
So which one would you rather have? The deep ball where you got to scramble around the field to try to go find it? Or do you want that accuracy to hit you right in the bread basket on the run?
I want it to hit me right in the bread basket, just like I did in the Buffalo Bills game, and take it 70. And the rest is history.
And again, this is not a shot at anybody.
Right.
This is just stuff that had to be said.
It needed to be said.
It needed
so
to
that's
be
it.
said.
Right. Who got the strongest arm?
All right.
All right, cut it.
All right, this is easy.
It didn't need to be said.
I'm picking my mic up for this one.
He's brown nosing his new quarterback. He's got to pump the brakes.
He needs to do more than that. He is in for a rude
He's got to pump the brakes.
awakening. The difference between Patrick Mahomes and Tua is they're not even in this same, like, there's not even a level with those two names. The only way you should put those two names in the same sentence is if you say Patrick Mahomes is so much better than Tua.
He's talking like accuracy based on a guy throwing to him at 7-on-7.
And it was a shitty throw.
What is he talking about?
That was underthrown.
No.
And that's how I know you were trolling, by the way.
You guys are
You
being
trolled me
fooled,
with
bro.
a Facebook
What did I
comment.
say?
It was like...
You guys are being fooled, by the way.
What?
You guys are being fooled. You guys buy into this?
Buy into what?
Into
Oh.
what he said? No,
I think
in terms of actually how he feels. Because here's my thing. I watched that clip. Here's my thing. I'm thinking two things. I'm thinking, okay, The guy asked him who has a stronger arm. Of course, he's going to say Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to say Tua. And then he asked him who's more accurate.
No, he didn't ask him that. He brought it up himself.
Well, he did that because he's trying to bring a spotlight onto his quarterback just so it doesn't look like he's shitting on him.
Yeah.
Exactly
That's
right.
all it was.
No, I think he's brown nosing his new quarterback a little bit.
Deep down, he does not think any of this shit.
But you know what he should have done?
It's a podcast. He's trying to sell it. It's good marketing.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you know what he should have done? Don't throw that extra pressure on your young quarterback, because people are talking about this a lot on Twitter.
Everybody is,
pause.
dude.
I know this is a troll comment. You said. I mean, listen, you tagged us here, so I assumed it was a troll comment. But this is the shit people actually are saying for real. You say, kind of agree with Ty here. I mean, Patty only beat Middies in the bowl. Makes you think. And that Middy, by the way, was Jimmy G, your boy.
Oh, I wasn't trolling. I'm just kidding. I was.
But you did say that, and I laughed, so it's good. I didn't think you were serious, but I just wanted to check. I had to bring this up for the people out there that are actually like breathing life into this shit.
It's insane.
That is crazy. That's crazy talk.
By week 5, he'll understand.
Yeah, see, yep, that's a good comment. Every wide receiver has to talk up their QB. Devontae Adams said Carr isn't too different from Rodgers. What do you expect him to say?
Sure,
and I
exactly.
agree.
It's literally like
He's giving him some love.
yeah, exactly. He's not going to shit on his new quarterback. It's just that's not how you start your relationship.
And he didn't even have to bring that up either. I mean, Tua would agree. Patrick Mahomes has a stronger
Tua
arm.
got the Weddies.
Do you guys think it's going to be a success or a disaster? Because I'm starting to lean towards disaster, because I can see like he's got diva written all over him. He's starting to become like more of like an outspoken media character now, and those people do cause controversy. So I'm kind of worried.
He won't be putting up the same numbers he had with the Chiefs, but I think he'll still be good.
I think he'll be good.
I'm just telling you right now.
I'm just saying. You think the Dolphins as a team, you think they're going to be a disaster? And if they lose, he's not used to losing like that. So if they don't make the playoffs, is he going to start some shit? Who knows? And they go on the podcast and talk about your season and why it went so bad, and then you start giving out some secrets behind closed doors, and then the Dolphins start to get mad. That's how shit starts, man. Like,
here's the thing.
I look at history. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. You're going to learn a lot in the first 5 or 6 weeks. That's exactly when you'll learn, because if Waddle's getting the ball more than him. Now, look, here's the thing. Here's the only thing. He did get paid, but he's still a competitor, so he's going to want his. So my thing is, if in the first 5 or 6 weeks, it's through 6 games, they're 2-4, and he's not producing and getting his, he will start a problem.
By the way, that whole thing of him wanting the ball is a joke, dude. He had 159 targets. I mean, what do you want?
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
That's a good point.
Like, this is it's out of hand. Again, diva wide receiver. That's the shit I'm talking about, man. It's starting to become a diva.
He turned into one.
Yes, the fame is getting to him. The cheetah name.
You see my grin over here?
It's insane.
He got paid.
Sad. Yep.
He got paid, and he had a lot of success in Kansas City. I think his head blew up.
Correct.
Normally,
he's good though. By the way,
we've had conversations like this, and normally, you guys would say this to me, and we'd all be in agreement here. Do you really think the Chiefs would let him walk out the building if there wasn't a good reason to do it? First of all, I think that they think they can replace him with multiple wide receivers, because this is the deepest wide receiver room they've ever had.
That's
not top heavy.
That's the only place where you and I go separate ways. But however, I think that's a really good point.
But do they let him walk out the building? Because they had a chance to extend him, and they chose not to. They chose not to, and they did have a number for him. They gave him an offer. It wasn't high enough for him.
I think you are reading that right, to be honest.
But I'm just saying, like, does arguably the best franchise of the last 5 years, let this guy out the door?
Yeah,
and I don't know.
They don't want to sign him for that much money. Period.
Like, that's
maybe you're seeing a little bit more,
because Devontae, the Packers couldn't pay him.
Oh, they could have. They just chose not to as well.
With Devontae?
Yeah. They could have.
They could have.
Oh, wow.
They chose
I
not
didn't think they could because of Rodgers.
And Rodgers actually...
There was a contract on the table.
Yeah, and Rodgers actually shed some light on this. He said that he wasn't expecting... Like, he was expecting Adams to be there when he did sign the deal. And Adams went and just said recently that he couldn't risk Aaron Rodgers retiring in a couple of years. He wanted to be secure. And to that I say, well... I mean, your deal is what, 4 years?
And
you couldn't stick around for 3 more. So it sounds like he wanted out.
You know what that also tells me? Who do we talk about on this show all the time? Jordan Love. That organization knows he can't play.
Maybe there is something to it. Like he was thinking, all right, sudden change if Aaron Rodgers retires in a year, which the contract obviously says otherwise. If he retires in a year, we got Jordan Love. Okay, maybe, but I just think he wanted out.
Absolutely.
Love.
I think he wanted out.
I agree with you. I think he wanted out too.
And Tyreek, on the other hand, he's like, all right, you're not paying me, now I want out. Because I think he actually wanted to stay, but why are you going to pay him quarterback money? You're already paying 40-something mil for Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
So, it comes a point in time. You got to make a decision. Both sides made their decisions.
Yeah.
Couldn't meet in the middle. But it's interesting, though, because we're hearing all this shit, and he's talking, and he is sounding the way he's sounding, and we all sound like we have a gripe with it. It's interesting. All right. We got to get to the quarterbacks. Philly Phil, change it up, please.
Yeah.
It's a perfect segue.
Fucking nose is bleeding.
Oh, no. You 11?
Yeah, dude.
11. Oh, by the way, I'm on
channeled your
season
energy.
3. I'm actually watching season
You are?
3.
Dude,
yeah.
attaboy.
I gave it a chance.
That's my guy.
And I got to be honest with you guys, I'm hooked.
Yo,
Season four
it's
is-
wild, right?
Season 4 is the shit.
I finished episode 4, so I'm on episode 5 of season 3.
I
All
can't
right, I
wait.
won't.
I'm
I won't
catching
say
up.
anything.
I can't wait till July.
I can't wait for you to get to where we are right now. It's crazy. You guys see the whole fucking Vecna guy getting it takes 2-3 hours a day to get him in his Vecna.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you see that whole video?
Seasona.
That's not in season 3, so don't. ruin
Yeah,
it.
no. It's just a character, and I'm not gonna tell you anything about him. Don't worry. But did you see that video?
No,
didn't
I
see
didn't.
that?
No.
I did. It was crazy.
Fucking crazy.
Crazy fucking makeup artist shit. It took 2 hours or something.
Every single day of filming, he has to do it. Wait till you see this character.
It's dedication.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's how bad do you want it? You know what I mean?
Scream. I'm trying to lift the mic up for him. It's not working very well. Now, perfect segment, perfect segue. Excuse me. We are going to the quarterback tiers, which we started last show. So this is a 4-part series here where we are doing 8 quarterbacks a show. So that's 2 divisions. All right. And this is for the audience, okay? First of all, we want your feedback, but we are basically breaking up all 32 starting quarterbacks and maybe some relevant backups. We are telling you what tier they belong in right now. And then for the rookies and second-year QBs who didn't play a full season, we're projecting what tier they're going to be in. So right now, what quarterback tier are these guys in? That's what we're telling you. This is going into the season. What quarterback tier are these guys in? And here are the tiers. And Philly Phil, I know you'll put this out there for everybody.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
The tiers are this: elite, great, very good, above average, average, below average, mediocre. Again, quarterback tiers: elite, great, very good, above average, average, below average, mediocre. And if you heard us last show, we got pretty spirited here. My guy Paul's.
Yo.
I think that it'll be a little more, relaxed. This
he-
one?
At least you know I believe in what the fuck I'm saying.
Exactly right. And you're not the only person who said what you said. He said Aaron Rodgers is great, not elite. We're not going there again.
Staying by that shit.
But rest assured, we were sparring, and we might spar again. But perfect segue. We are doing AFC West first because we just talked about Patrick Mahomes. So let's start with Patrick Mahomes. And this should be an easy one.
I got him at very good. Not
No,
just
you
playing.
don't.
No, elite.
I know you're fucking with
elite
me.
in all caps. Elite.
I got him at elite.
Yeah, that should be
I don't
easy.
even got to speak any further.
Just in case, he threw us a curveball last week. Or Monday. You never know what you're going to get.
Honesty.
You will get honesty. He really believes it. All right. Next. This is where it gets interesting. I will start with Derek Carr. What do you guys think of Derek Carr?
Very good.
Very good. Same.
That's where I had him too.
Very
Wow,
good.
look at us.
Very good. I think he's teetering great if he can, come up with an MVP type season, especially with Devontae Adams in the fold and a healthy Darren Waller. And Hunter Renfrow has been great last year. I think he's going to have a great year this year as well.
Just got paid.
And Josh Jacobs is also on a contract year, so he's going to do – I think he's going to do a little bit better. But, yeah, I like his trajectory to being great if he can have a really good season this year.
Yep.
And if you think about it, to echo what you just said, because I agree with you, if you think about where he was 2 years ago, this guy was on the outs.
Gutter.
People were begging the Raiders to get rid of him. Average, maybe even below average. Okay? Look what he's done. He looks like the first 2 years, Derek Carr, where he was balling. And he actually looks better. He looks like a poised veteran quarterback, like a very good passing quarterback.
He found himself.
And he's a great leader. The guys love him. And now he's got Josh McDaniels as his coordinator, essentially. It's his head coach. But you got McDaniels. You got Devontae Adams, Renfro, Waller.
They're loaded.
A pretty good run game. Not great. Not a bad offensive line. They're decent. They're young. Okay? So they got some stuff there for this guy.
They're cooking.
We'll see.
I like their team.
I mean, you guys got the Raiders pretty high on your list. I like them too. I just hate that they're in the AFC West. But I think that they'll be very productive on offense.
Yeah.
Right? We all agree there?
Oh, my God, yeah.
They can score the best with them.
So, audience, I want to hear what tier you have Derek Carr in. Okay? Now, we agreed. But some people are still kind of, it's Derek Carr.
Yeah.
So, above average, Godfar says. Now, I'm not surprised because I think that there's a lot of people that believe that. I think he took a leap last year. I think he was kind of there.
Spelled his name
Now
wrong
he's
and all.
very good.
Yeah, he spelled his name wild disrespectful.
So, maybe, you might have to be checked there, Godfar.
Bring it.
We all love you, though. All right, moving on. The Chargers. Justin Herbert. Where do you have Justin Herbert? Audience, I want to know what QB tier Justin Herbert's in. I'm looking at you right now. What tier is Justin Herbert in? And this is a tough one. It should be difficult.
I mean,
If you didn't have to think about this one,
I got very good. I'll just be honest with you.
you don't have him as great either.
He's going to be.
You don't think he already is?
So,
He played 2 years. You can't gauge somebody's success as great in 2 years.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
you do have
For
a
me.
high, yeah.
For
I
me.
mean, you have a higher standard with that.
For me, that is. He is going to be great. If he can put the Chargers into the playoffs this year, which I think it is going to happen, then he can go into that great status. But I need to see him in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, like he didn't have.
I want to see him perform in the playoffs.
He didn't have the Mahomes playoff success
Right.
early on, but the numbers are
I know.
astronomical.
I'm between very good and great. I want to say, like, very great.
Wow.
The only reason, though, is because, like, got to make the playoffs. You got Keenan Allen, you got Mike Williams, you got Austin Eckler. Like, give me something. And I
Yeah.
know your head coach is a bonehead. I'm stuck between them two. If I had to lean right now, I would say very good because he got to get it done. Actually, no. I'm going great. I'm saying great because I really am torn on it. But the plays he makes are just unbelievable.
Yeah, this is a varying subject here. Well, first I see another above average Derek Carr. Now I see above average for Mr. Herbert. Very good.
Still needs to show it.
Man.
I'll say this, though. This is what I'll say. Out of all the very goods that I have, he's got the highest ceiling to be elite. I'll say that.
He absolutely can be elite.
I think he can be. Like, if he can have longevity and he's playing like this for the next 5 years, absolutely he's elite.
I see another comment saying above average, need to see if he can keep it up when defenses figure it out. Well, to that I say I think he did that this year. Because he
saying
was
great.
better this year.
Great.
Which is saying something. And look, the
got
team
great?
around him,
I'm going to go great.
the first year, they hesitated to give him the job. He was taking over, pretty much a dead end. It was the end of Philip Rivers' career. The team was kind of ass. They had a couple of pieces, though.
No, wasn't it Tyrod Taylor? He took over when his lung collapsed.
but I mean, I'm just saying, like, it was the tail end of that
I got you.
situation, and I worded it poorly. My bad.
Sorry.
But yeah, so that was his first year, taking over a team that was, mediocre.
Funny enough, too, I told Piles, I was like, yo, pick him up in fantasy. Because, I was seeing some throws in his
Unbelievable.
rookie
He's
year.
got a cannon.
And, man, he was slinging into some tight windows. He has a beautiful touch on the pass. And, like, this guy he's going to be elite. Don't make no mistake about it. But for my criteria to be great, I need to see how
Some
you
success.
perform in the playoffs. Like you got to, like you do have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. Like you have, like
You got weapons,
Yeah, you
bro.
got weapons. But I mean, like obviously his defense was kind of shaky as well. But because that also plays in a factor in the overall team. But I mean, I just want to see him perform in the playoffs. If he can put up those kind of numbers like he does in the regular season into the playoffs, you got me. You got me. I just want to see more. Like 2 years for me is just too soon, I think.
Yeah.
For me.
I think that's totally fair, guys. I think it's totally fair, but I'm telling you just based on what I see here. So this is kind of, yeah, I'm with you with the playoff stuff. Definitely. They should have made the playoffs last year. He did everything possible. Like literally those games to try to get them in, besides the Houston one, which was a fucking train wreck. It should have never came down to that. But everything after that, everything before that even, was truly special. Putting the team on his back. And yes, I think that the defense was very weak last year. The offense, though, was phenomenal. This guy's got 69 touchdowns, 25 picks in 2 years for 9,300 passing yards.
What do you have him as?
I think he's an elite quarterback. I honestly do. And I fault myself a little bit because of the playoff stuff. I think he's definitely great. But this is a thing where it's like, I think this is a guy where I'm willing to bet all chips on the table for. That's kind of how I viewed it. It's like, okay, I think he already is elite. Now they put more around him. And I think this team is really formidable this year. They could be a Super Bowl team. And he is good enough to get them the bowl. I already think he's an elite performer. So that's how I viewed it. It's like, I think he's too elite as a player for me to kind of penalize him for the lack of playoffs yet, because this was a building franchise. I think they should have made it last year. I had them in the playoffs. You guys remember. So it's like, that's how I viewed it here. I think he's phenomenal. But like I said, wide range of outcomes here. This is a trendy one right here. Justin Herbert, let's hear it again. If you haven't answered, what tier do you have Justin Herbert in? I said elite. These guys said great. Pauls.
I said very
Nick said
good.
very good. And I won't argue either of them.
I mean, my criteria is just different. That's all.
Yes. So,
Like I said, he has the highest ceiling to be elite out of all my very
completely
goods.
agree with you.
Absolutely.
Completely agree. Moving on, there's one more AFC West quarterback, and this one should be a good one too. All right? Russell Wilson, the newest quarterback of the Denver Broncos. I need to hear where you have Russell Wilson, guys, and I know this is going to vary, so go ahead. Say what you got to say.
I have Russell Wilson.
Just don't hurt me, all right?
No, I have him as great.
All right, I won't argue. I won't argue that. Pleasantly surprised and happy. Again, see, you surprised me with Lamar. You surprised me with Russ.
I tell you what I truly fucking believe.
I love you.
I love you more.
I feel really good about that. Theories.
I was trending towards elite, but I think he's great.
I'm okay with that too. The
think he's
fact you
great.
even mentioned the word elite, I thought you guys are going to be all over the place. With this one.
However, if the predicted success of the Broncos takes off this year, he will be back in that elite conversation.
Fuck yeah.
So like that's why I have him at great, because maybe it was last year on the Seahawks. Maybe was it a mirage to his standards? That's what I want to see. So I'm looking forward to seeing Russell Wilson play for the Denver Broncos.
He caught on at the end of the
and
year.
see what happens, because if he can really catch fire and he could take Denver, if they fuck around and win the division, he's definitely a elite quarterback. Look at the division; it's loaded. So I think it's a great opportunity for Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, and Justin Herbert to really make a name for themselves.
The
this
Wild
year.
Wild
So,
West, bro.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Because you're dethroning Patrick Mahomes. So you know what I mean? You're unseating him for a year. So now the buzz is around you. So you're grabbing that attention. So like this is a big year for a lot of these quarterbacks.
I'm saying elite. I'm not thinking twice. You guys know how I feel. I think that it took him a little bit to get back into it after the injury. He came back way too soon. 2 games were a wash. But then I read you guys the numbers already. When you exclude the first 2 games he came back, it was another elite Russell Wilson season in a season full of chaos and disarray for the franchise. This should be a refreshing change for him. I think he's going to ball out. I really do.
I don't have no problem with Russ. I'd be happy for him.
Me either. I don't have a problem.
Yeah, and he's a great guy. So I mean, no one's gonna have a gripe. But I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited to see that team, and I like competition. So I want to see a really good AFC West battle. I want to see the Broncos be one of the best teams in the league. I want to see the Chargers be one of the best. I mean, that would be crazy if you see 3 of the top 5-6 teams in one division.
I mean, look, you
Or
could
even,
probably argue
you
that.
could even. I'm just giving some respect here. I know how you guys feel about the Raiders. I don't think they're there, but they could be. I'm not going to say they can't be. You know,
They're gonna be solid.
I still got the Chiefs winning the division. I think Russ is elite, and they're going to be a very formidable team.
Well, so you got Chiefs win division.
I still have them winning the division. But remember, it is June 16th. And we don't have to officially pick that for another month and a half, roughly. So
I'm leaning towards the Raiders. Weirdly, I believe.
gut feel for you, right?
Yeah, I mean Devontae Adams is a big pickup, man. That's a solid pickup. That's as best as you're gonna get. You're getting the best wide receiver in the game, and you paid Hunter Renfrow too. Like now, you guys got like stability and peace of mind, knowing that I'm gonna be here for a long time. This is my squad. You even go harder for your squad, knowing that, because you know you got your brothers with you, year in and year out. I think they're gonna ball out, bro. I have a weird feeling about the Raiders. However, I think the Chargers could be a sneaky Super Bowl pick. I might just do it. I might do it.
I probably wouldn't argue there, honestly. I'm kind of torn right now with the Super Bowl. But I see 3 teams. I see 4 possible playoff teams. I see 3 that actually could literally make that kind of a run.
Who's your 3?
Like I'm saying, in that division.
Oh.
3 teams that I think will make noise in the playoffs are Chiefs,
Who's the worst
Broncos,
team?
Chargers.
Who's the worst team in the division?
I
You
think
just
the
had it, like,
Raiders.
quick.
I think the Raiders. But it's, again, I think that they could be a playoff team regardless. I think they're the worst team in the division.
about
They
you?
have the worst defense.
What?
Who's the worst team in the division?
Right off the top of my head, Broncos or Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going Broncos. But like when I say worst team, don't take it any.
I'm just saying
It's no
out of
slight.
those 4. It's
They're-
just
they're
out
They
of
might
those
fuck
4.
around and win 10. They might be 10-7. That's a good team.
Godfar's with me, says Denver's going to the playoffs. I agree. But now, guys, in the interest of time, because there is a game on, we have the NFC South, and this should be pretty easy. All right? Oh, I'm sorry. NFC West is where we are.
Yeah.
My bad. I skipped ahead a little bit. All right. NFC West, Philly Phil, change it up one more time, and this is how we're going to end the show. All right? And I think this should be easy, okay? Matthew Stafford, what tier does he belong in? Audience, let us know. Matthew Stafford, where do you put him?
Elite.
Nice.
Super Bowl champion. I mean, look at his stats. He's a Hall of Fame career. He's got like another great opportunity to win it again. He's an elite quarterback. You saw what he did in that playoffs, and he's elite.
I got him as great.
I have him as great too, but if he does it again this year, if he just has another great season, even like I'll be willing to put him back. And again, it has more to do with him being consistent. For me, I think that he has many moments where he plays like elite quarterback, and he definitely is an elite talent. So
Absolutely.
I just want to see a little bit more, I guess. And that's no slight.
Sure.
Phenomenal quarterback. I think he's been underrated probably throughout his whole career.
I just think he brings the best out of his teamates. I didn't see Cooper Kupp get 2,000 yards with Jared Goff. Like, I didn't see him do that. But, you know, as soon as Matthew Stafford stepped in, he had one of the best seasons of all time. So, for me, that's an elite quarterback when you can make your team better around you. So,
And he won the
that's
damn
me.
bowl. So
Absolutely.
I can't even argue with you because, he, like I said, he's right there.
Absolutely.
He's right fucking there.
He's a beast.
All right. Easy one there. Seahawks.
Why are we even
We're
discussing
going
this
from
team?
phenomenal all the way to like literally, this is the bottom, okay? The very, very bottom. Drew Lock.
Mediocre.
He's not salvageable at all.
No.
I say mediocre, and I didn't think twice for that one.
I got below average. He had some flashes in Denver where he could be,
He did.
they had promise. I mean, like, it wasn't that long ago. He's still young. So he still has, potential. But I mean, he's got DK Metcalf. He's got Tyler Lockett. I think he's going to do
They just don't throw the fucking ball.
right. But, like, I don't think he's...
That's good for him.
Yeah, yeah. You know what?
Play action
Below
is
average.
He's best in play action.
I think he's a below-average quarterback, and who knows? He has a chance to be average this year.
Nick, I actually think that I lean below average, but I thought about his situation, and right away I was just like, yep. Well, he was already he played very poorly at the tail end of his Bronco career. So I just said, all right, mediocre. Mediocre quarterback. Mediocre. Here, let me rephrase. Mediocre starting quarterback, but he would be probably a below average to average backup. That sounds better. I think he's a mediocre starter.
Mediocre start. I would go below average.
But he's not dead. I think he could maybe salvage some value.
I think he's got a good chance. Like last year, he was with Teddy Bridgewater in Denver. Obviously, Teddy won the job, but like, who knows? I mean, maybe he needed that veteran leadership for a year, and then now he's in Seattle. He's got DK. He's got Tyler Lockett. He's got weapons. So like, who knows? Maybe he has potential to be average. I think he's got some potential left. I mean, I don't know. To be a top 32 quarterback in the NFL, you got to be doing something right in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to
That's
play.
how I look at it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
As of
saying
today,
he's
he's
the best of the
playing.
best, but I'm just saying he's good enough to get a shot here.
And he's still young, and he'll be in a system where you minimize him throwing the ball a ton. That's the best I can give him. Geno Smith, though, is in this competition, so I need to hear your opinion on Geno Smith. Yes, apparently it's a competition.
Yeah.
Mediocre. Jakes.
It's a mediocre competition.
He's below average. He played good in the absence of Russell Wilson last year. He had a couple of good games. Like he actually, I think against the Steelers. I think they beat the Steelers, right?
Yeah,
And
they did. And
who was the quarterback of that?
Geno.
That's right. So
he had some
below
decent
average.
moments
You're
last
not
year.
you're not trying to do that to me.
Below
right now with
average.
Geno Smith.
Below average. He's a below average quarterback. What's wrong with that? He's not mediocre. Mediocre means you shouldn't start at all. Like you shouldn't be a backup. You should be like, I don't know,
Geno Smith.
who?
You should be Geno Smith.
You should be like a fucking, I don't even know, like an AJ Feely type dude. You know what I mean? Like
Yo, he came in and
string.
balled.
Yeah, once.
And Geno, what did Geno do? You just said Geno balled.
I'm just saying, no, but Geno had a history of starting with the Jets. It was a disaster, but
Yeah,
but he was a below average quarterback. He wasn't mediocre.
Well, he's a mediocre starting quarterback. It's the same thing.
Yeah, all right. Well,
he was a
whatever.
mediocre starter for
If
the
that's
Jets.
how you guys want to gauge it, I think he's a below average quarterback. That's how I believe it. I mean, mediocre is complete garbage, bro.
All right, so now this one actually.
Come on.
Listen,
dude.
we're not gonna.
We're talking like JP Lossman kind of dudes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's mediocre.
JP Lossman.
That's
haven't heard that in a long time.
That's mediocre.
that's crazy.
That's mediocre. But I think Geno Smith, he's still in the league, right? He's making his case. Go Geno.
So this one is interesting.
Go Geno.
That could be the episode. Go Gino. Good for him. Good for him. He's still in the league and he's making money. So good for him. All right. This one is tough because this is a projection. This man only played in 2 games last year, I believe. I mean, 2 games as an actual quarterback. This would be the 49ers, and this is Trey Lance, your projected starter at the moment. Where do you project him? Because we do not have enough of a sample size. So this is just strictly, this is us guessing right now. Where do you think he will be heading into the season, going through it?
I'm gonna say average. I don't know. I don't know how to gauge him. He hasn't played in a while, but he's got legs. So I'll say average.
He's got legs.
He can run. That's what I mean. Like he can run. So that's got
mobility.
Yeah. I don't know though. I don't know.
Where am I projecting him?
Where do you
to
project him to be?
at the end of the season? Or
Sure.
Just we're leading to.
Sure.
I'm gonna go leading to. I'll say he's an average quarterback right now. I don't know anything about him. I don't think anybody does really, and unless except for San Fran, they know what they got. But I don't know much about him.
And I'm with you on that. I think that I'm with you guys like on what you're saying. I am saying I think that he projects to be an above average quarterback going into the year. I think just because he can't be any worse as a passer as Jimmy G. Like, and that's not disrespect. I'm saying like he just has to be an average passer. That's not a tough ask. Okay, he showed a little bit in the two games that he played. But he brings that added dimension, and this team already is a phenomenal rushing team. So it's a very good scenario for him. He's got everything he needs around him. I think he's going to be above average. Now, here's the catch-22. Jimmy G's still on the roster. And until someone's named the starter, I mean, they did name Trey Lance the starter to open camp. But you never know what's going to happen. And I'm being fair here. Look, you know how I feel. I'm being fair here. Jimmy Garoppolo, where do you got him?
Above average.
Above average. I won't complain.
Part of me wants to put him at very good because I like his pedigree in the playoffs.
I love him.
I
love Jimmy G.
I do, man. He wins. He gets there. But I'll go above average. I think he's an above average quarterback. I think he had his moments where he did flash and he was, the Niners were hot. But he also had Deebo Samuel and Kittle and Ayuk, and it never really felt like they really maximized all those talents that they had. Because George Kittle was an absolute monster a couple of years ago. I mean, he still is. Don't get me wrong. He's still a top tight end in the league, but he's had a couple, like last year, I think was a pretty meh season for him, even though he got injured.
Up and down. Like he had a dominant stretch at one point, but he was fighting something off.
Right. So like
inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean, Deebo reached his full potential, but like Brandon Ayuk, like I want to see more of them, like of those talents being more developed. I mean, and that comes from the quarterback, in my opinion. But so I'm gonna go above average.
Cool.
I'm saying average, and this is not a slight because I know you want to take it there, but it's not. I actually think he's probably a starting quarterback in the league. Now, this year may not reflect it, but I do think that he can start and be successful enough in the league. So he's average, and he has his moments. He has some moments where he gets hot. He can be above average, even very good sometimes. Most of the time, though, he's consistently average, and that's not a bad thing because there's a place for that in this league.
Hell yeah, there is.
There's a place for it, and if he's in the right fit...
You already saw what he could do.
If he's in the right fit, he's already shown it. So,
I like to
respect.
see him go to the Browns.
I actually would like to see it. I think they have to make a pivot move. So, last but not least, Paul's favorite player.
I love this guy, man.
Kyler Murray. What tier do you have him in? Audience, I want to hear from you as well. What tier is Kyler Murray in? And this is how we close the show. There could be fireworks. There might not be. We'll see. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't think you know what I'm going to say. I don't know what you're going to say.
All right, Kyler Murray. Average.
That's disrespectful. But that's okay.
It's real.
You got average?
Oh, yeah, I have average.
I actually thought you were going to go higher. Honest to God.
Nah.
Even you.
There's no point. You start 7-0, you lose the division, you get the floor wiped with you in a playoff game, you demand more money, you delete all your Instagram posts.
He's been quiet, though, recently.
That's because he's about to get paid, according to Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah,
which I actually thought was a weird comment that he made.
Yeah, he kind of put the front office in a weird position.
So let me...
He shouldn't have done that.
Paul's theories. Do you think he was doing that on purpose for like a leverage scenario?
Maybe. Hitching the wagons to his quarterback.
Yep. That's exactly how I took it.
I mean, because Cliff
seen...
Kingsbury's job is going to be fucking hell if you don't have Kyler Murray. And look, by all accounts so far, Kingsbury's the one holding this team back.
We've all said
it
about that.
You know?
I'm not a Kingsbury fan.
Well, can you imagine him without him?
I don't even want to go there.
That's a scary thought.
He stinks.
That's scary.
He stinks.
He does stink, dude. I've said it for so long.
I don't like Kingsbury either.
I mean, obviously, I don't like Murray either. He's not my cup of tea. But I've been very consistent with the Cliff Kingsbury stuff.
You have.
He is a disaster.
I got above average. He's got the chance to be great, but the consistency is just not there for me. And to collapse when you were 7-0 or whatever, like that's monumental, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Got to be held against.
If you're that guy, you're not letting that happen. That's your team, that's your ship. But for me, like above average, I think that's fair. I think above average is fair for him.
I won't argue. As long as nobody's saying he's great or elite, I'm cool with whatever you do.
And I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying average, though. This guy, Rookie of the Year, first year, Pro Bowl 2 year in a row. The team has gotten better each year at quarterback so far. I know Godfar wants to see an argument, but there isn't going to be one here because you have to acknowledge what he's done in the second half of the last 2 seasons. So you see flashes of MVP for 8 games and then 8 games where he is literally, it was bad.
It's like 2 different
It was
players.
ugly, and I could even tell you the turning point. It was right here. We were watching the game together versus the Packers. He has an unbelievable drive to get the ball all the way down the field. It was a signature moment. It would have probably been the signature moment if he won MVP. And A.J. Brown didn't turn around. Perfectly thrown ball.
A.J. Green.
I said A.J. Brown. Jesus Christ. Adriel Jeremiah Green, excuse me, did not turn around, and it was a veteran mistake. You never see that from A.J. Green. Would have changed everything. Cardinals lose the game. Kyler's hurt. It's a wrap. And he came back and played poorly.
Yep.
So, but that said, if I see it again this year, then I'm willing to go all over the place. I'm willing to go a little lower, but I'm saying very good because he showed moments of elite. He showed moments of great. He showed moments of above average. He showed moments of average. He showed moments of below average.
He's legitimately if you're the Cardinals and that
Range of
organization,
outcomes.
he's been a very hard player to gauge. Like, what is his actual trajectory?
But also, well, yeah, because he's asked to be paid like an elite quarterback.
But he's a great talent.
The thing is,
That's all he
it's
is.
like, let's not forget
He's an athlete. He's a
what this
great athlete.
what this guy's been asked to do his first 3 years. So they finally go out and they get him DeAndre Hopkins. That offensive line is pitiful. I feel for them.
And
They're
Rodney
like
Hudson?
not even back. Rodney Hudson's good, but the rest of the offensive line.
There's an internal issue now. He's not coming to camp.
Yeah, I saw.
That's
But
a problem.
I'm saying though, this line was pitiful. This team wasn't a competitive team in reality until this year. They went 8-8 the year before, but they were not a good team. This was strictly on the back of the quarterback. And really, look at what he's being asked to do. And again, I think he's not in the right scheme. I don't like the way Kingsbury calls a game. But they did give him a little bit more. If Hopkins comes back and he's still Hopkins, you got Hollywood Brown. You got Zach Ertz, who was pretty good in his time there. You got a successful run game, which they didn't have his first 2 years. James Conner was
Led the league in
electric.
He
touchdowns.
was awesome. Yeah,
I mean, he
was
came
good.
out of nowhere. He was good. So they gave him a little bit more on the offensive side. The defense got worse this year. So it's kind of a tough team to gauge, too, honestly. But the numbers are great. Like, this is 70 TDs, 34 picks, and that's not counting any rushing statistics. I'll give you that real quick. He has 20 total TDs on the ground. So that's pretty nice. This is 90 TDs, 34 picks in 3 years. Not bad. Not bad. So I need to see what he does this year. I really do. If he has another collapse this year, we don't want to talk about it.
Oh,
Not
I
gonna.
do.
No, I believe me, I've been consistent with what I said. Last year when he was playing like shit, you heard it here.
Above average.
I ate my words. So great talent though. We'll see. Let's see if he wants to work out his game this year. He's got to get better. All right. Fair?
Yep.
Everybody good? We got a game to watch. Philly Phil. Man, I can't wait for football season, guys.
I know.
I'm pumped.
It's bad.
Oh,
I'm pumped.
We're back.
like we want to talk football. We got all this football stuff right now. We're going to have more football next show. So next show, guys, let's start there. Episode 88 is next show, and that is on Monday. This upcoming Monday, 8 p.m., we will probably be either talking Game 7. Well, I mean, we're going to rehash the series because Game 7's on Sunday. Yes. So
Sunday.
we're talking about the end of this series no matter what on Monday. We have more NFL QB tiers. So we have another 2 divisions. I'm not going to reveal which. But
Just tune the hell in.
we still do have NFC East, AFC East, and then we got AFC South, NFC South. So we got 4 divisions left, 2 segments, 2 shows to go to finish it. So we'll finish out the QB tiers next week. Other than that, watch the Stanley Cup, watch the NBA Finals, and that, everybody, was episode 87. It was brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who signed up today using our promo code ICONIC receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. It's a hell of a deal. Don't wait. Go right now and play on Prize Picks. Daily fantasy made easy. We were live tonight at the Props Network at propshq.com, where you can go and subscribe to us and keep up with all the latest show news and our episode schedule. And then finally, you see this, Nick, what's it called?
Fantastic fabric.
This fantastic fabric on us right here. P&I merch. We got black and gray short sleeve tees, long sleeve tees.
Fuck with the long
hoodies. I'm in the long sleeves today.
I fuck with the long sleeve.
Nick's in the short sleeves. The gray is our newest color. We have hoodies. And now we have tanks. Fresh for the summer. All right? We're getting you ready for the summer. And we even have mugs. Seeing it here. You can get your name on it. Okay? So DM us for prices and information on our merch if you want something. And that is courtesy of IPP Pressworks. We just put in another massive order. Okay? Massive. So we're ready for you. All right? That's all, guys.
Take it away, Theory.
Go ahead, Theories. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on propshq.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher,
And all that other shit.
Also follow us on all of our socials on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And we will see you guys next Monday at P&I, baby.